Yo, good morning. Welcome to the morning market report, guys. Yeah, we got this level that we talked about on the show yesterday, real fast here, guys. This 887 level here. You can see this on the hourly was our level of resistance. 3 rejections off of it. Finally got above it. This is what we talked about yesterday, that we needed to break above the 887, get back in the platinum pocket, get a bounce off of there to move to the upside. That is what we're seeing on Bitcoin right now as we speak. Also, this is putting us right in line with that move that I talked about, that we might see $157,000 Bitcoin by October. We're getting some movements off of it. We've got some data this morning, catalyst number 3 this week. That would be your CPI data. And then we've also got our jobs numbers that came in for unemployment for the week. We're going to talk about all of that. And then, of course, as the thumbnail shows, today we're going to talk about investing in what matters. And it's not just some portfolio that you can add to, guys. Invest in what matters. It encompasses a lot of things. So as the thumbnail and title says, we'll talk about that today too. Let's go ahead and get it. You guys know what time it is. Take your seats. Class is in session. See you guys on the other side. Let's go. Let's get it. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. The show, we bring you guys the news, the headlines, the macro, everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. But I don't do the show by myself. I got an amazing co-host, somebody I'm invested in, my buddy, my friend, my co-host, OC guy. What's up, bro? How you doing today, man?
Oh, doing fantastic. A little tired. A little tired. Not gonna. Yesterday we went to bed like very, very late, and there is a story behind it. A very not that great story though. Which one of my friends got convinced to invest into easy investment gains, and he
Wow.
won.
I want to
Yeah.
say, before you continue on with this was not scripted at all. So look, invest in things that matter. Go ahead, finish it up, OC. What you got?
And he won an exuberant amount of money, right? Supposedly, and he got a coin that I've never heard about, right? So, long and behold, it was a scam, right? So, the point is that, oh man, that we did everything that we could, like to try to get his money back. We run a couple of things. At least he got a token, right? That token at some point had to worth something. So it's gonna be a long grind, so he can get rid of that coin for something that is worth. And also, well, we sent an attack on that web page. So hopefully that web page is already offline, not bothering anyone. And well, then that was the story of yesterday.
So,
But well,
yesterday, while we were live doing the hackers, I had that breaking news report about Charlie Kirk, and rip Charlie Kirk, rest in peace. Horrible situation that happened there yesterday. But did you see how quickly Charlie coins started coming out? Like, just absolutely disgusting space out there, man. That's why I quit watching most of these YouTubers. I watch Alex O Crypto. That's really about it. And then, of course, I watch the shows here on the Piper Academy, Good Morning Crypto, and trade setups with OC, but Trade Fly every now and then if he's on and I can catch him. I'll watch Trade Fly, Crypto Coin Mindset, good friend of the channel, Randy Hipper. But really, beyond that, man, I just quit watching a lot of people because I just think that a majority of the space is just disgusting. So we'll keep our community small, but we'll keep our community strong and tight. So I'm okay with that. Shout out to everybody. Speaking of the community, shout out to everybody in the community right now. We got Alexander G in here, the most important person to invest in my life right there. As a applies to the Piper Academy network. It's our mod queen, man. My wife and I both love Alexandra G to death. She's awesome. So Alex Moto, the world is lost. I agree, man. Dutchy, I put you in a timeout next time it's a hammer. Don't know who he said that to, but he's putting people in timeout evidently. Who else we got in here? We got Dutchy in here, Little Fish, Kellephant, Kelly's in here with us, JR. I have no cat. DM me. Okay. Heart, Crypto Billy, appreciate you being here. host, Retro Mike Tech. By the way, Retro Mike Tech, you're going to be in Dallas in November. We're going to talk a little bit today about the mining convention that's going on in Dallas in November. Buck hit me up and said, "Hey, what's the info on this thing?" I sent it to him. He's going to be staying here at my house, so Buck's going to be here setting up my IoT, my miner that I have here for helium at the new house, and he's going to be here for that. So awesome to see him here. Trade Intuition, Bingo Bango, Robert Mulligan, Wick's wife's boyfriend, Daddy Wreck. Okay, I see you. Oh, look, there's the message. I can pull it up. He put otters in the chat. That's okay. We'll let it slide. I will allow it. I will allow it. What else we got here? Can you get off there? Thanks. Retro Mike Tech is in the house. I already said his name, but we'll say him again. CJ Taylor, my brother, over there in, I think it's North Carolina now. I think he's at. But yeah, shout out to CJ Taylor, Clyde, DDT, Bakoshi No Dinero, and Alex O Crypto, my brother in arms right there. Alex O out here grinding every day to help people out. So Dylan VA, Billionaire Ronald, gang, dropping a gang. All the otters kicking in the door here at BC Port Corp. If I missed anybody, mad love to everybody that's here joining us today. Appreciate all of you guys being here. But let's go jump in and let's talk about some news. It's okay. I'm just being terrorized. Hey, I know how to deal with terrorists, Wick's wife Fine 89. And Clyde did confirm it is North Carolina. So I know how to deal with terrorists. Matter of fact, as the thumbnail has on there, Twin Towers, we'll talk a little bit about that today too, because you guys may not know how 9/11 connects with who Army Piper is today. I had a life before the military. I was 29 years old. We'll talk about that in a minute. OC, let's check out the chart though. How's Bitcoin looking right now? We just talked about that. We were hitting that 887. Looks like we're getting a pullback on that level right now and breaking down below it on the 4-hour. But I think we're hitting some support. Let's go take a look at your chart and see how we're looking there.
Absolutely. So yesterday we were talking about getting into a trade on the 30 minutes. So if you guys took that trade that happened between noon yesterday Mountain Standard and 1:30 p.m. Mountain Standard once again, well, you should be already be taking some profits. We're having some retracement and we're fighting to be above that zero line on our oscillator. If you ask me, I think we're gonna make it. And that is because look at your volume matrix. Our volume matrix is having a sharp pullback. All right, it's a sharp pullback to the upside. It's not fully developed there, but that gives me hopes along with that reversal. So far, I would say that we're gonna hit a little bit higher. Nonetheless, remember you should already be taking some profits and moving your stop to entry. Very important because today in the morning, somewhere there you go, somewhere around 6 a.m. and I was soundly asleep somewhere around here. It started wicking down in here. Thanks God our entry was slightly below that. Well, we should have been a little bit below her then, but still that was a savior, because if that would have hit me, I would right now be out of that position. Still, that's what a stop loss is at, and still that's why we take early profits, right? So remember that. Remember what we talked about yesterday, how important are early profits, all right? And yes, exactly. I mean, you just need to reach out and take it. It's already yours. Why are you going to be leaving it there, right? And how many times you've been on a position that you are in profits and then suddenly you are not, right? And then you're paying for your mistake and not taking early profits. So that's why we take early profits. Let's go really quickly to the 4 hours just to see how we're doing here. A little bit of a cleaner chart. It's not about the breakout. Perfect. You know the drill. It's about the retest. Well, I think that we already have had this retest with this actual candle of the last 4 hours. If you have not yet entered on this trade on the 4 hours, well, I will wait for it to break the 114 zone in here. So going something like a BOS trade, all right? Just be careful because at this point we can still have a little bit of volatility. We can still come back to the support zone, although, well, the 30 minutes is looking like it wants to go. And right here, we are having a goose head. A goose head means a little retracement, all right, for a further continuation and then a bigger move. So what we can be expecting it is, sorry, a further continuation, a little retracement, further move, and then that big retracement. So we need to be a little careful at where we hit those stops, and well, keep your eyes open, because in the 4 hour you can still jump into a Bitcoin trade still. So that's what I got so far on the Bitcoin 4 hours, and well, I'm happy that we're holding this area, and that is because we're breaking finally that downwards channel. We'll see how well we hold it throughout this week.
Yep, absolutely. We still have some data coming in tomorrow. It's going to be the Michigan consumer sentiment. The next week, of course, we've got the FOMC. But shout out to all the Otter gang. I see them all in here. Gear just said Otter gang, and you know what? Maybe we should change the name of Piper Academy. Maybe we should just become like the natural segue out of the Otter gang. Here you go. We'll call it Otter Academy, and no, we're going to keep it Piper Academy. But yeah, I appreciate all the Otter gang being here, man. You guys awesome. Let's go jump in on the news, OC. Let's talk about that and unravel all the things that people need to know today. Got to get into the data, man. Got to get into the data. So let's go do that, and then we'll come back, take a look at some altcoins, and yeah, that's what we need to do. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do that. So jumping over here into the metrics of Into the Cryptoverse, guys. Looking at the crypto market cap, currently sitting at 3.969 trillion. Trend on this, the median, the main area of valuation, fair value, is at 4.338 trillion, currently undervalued about 8.5%. Every time we get close to this red line, guys, we've been getting rejected. You can see it here. Let me show you. Let's bring it in. Look there. Look like there. We get close to it, rejection. We get close to it, rejection. We got it above it here a little bit back in December, but since January, we have not been able to get back above this line. We are coming back up on it right now as we speak, down about 8.5%, as I said. Looking at the Bitcoin risk bands, currently at 54.5%. Keep in mind, we do a lot of these altcoins up here also in our Discord. So if you're looking for dollar cost averaging plan and take profit plan on spot, then this is the place to be, guys. We break all of this down for you guys in the Discord every single week. Looking at the Bitcoin dominance with stablecoins, we're sitting at 57.57. Take away the stablecoins, guess where we're at? Still around that 62% range, despite it being close to alt season, guys. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that because right now we've been watching this thing when it was like, 50s and the 60s. We are now 71.74% on the altcoin season index, guys. Right now, still technically not Bitcoin nor altcoin season, but I will say we're getting very close to that 75%. We broke past this mean level here that's sitting in the 60s. Low 60s. We broke through that now. So we're past all that resistance, and now we're heading into the 75%. Keep in mind, this is not the entire alt sector going up when I say altcoin season. This is the top 50, meaning that 75% of the top 50 tokens are outperforming Bitcoin at that point, and that is what is considered alt season according to these metrics and this methodology. Let's jump over to X marks the spot. Shout out to Senator Cynthia Loomis. 24 years ago, we promised to never forget the unfathomable acts of terror committed on American soil. Today, I continue to pray for the victims, first responders, and service members who gave their life to defend our homeland. Guys, September 11th, today. And so September 11th, we'll jump over here real fast. September 11th, if you guys don't know, I was in the bar business. I was a managing partner in a nightclub, 49% owner of that. And then I also had a general manager position at a restaurant that we also owned, same business. And yeah, I was 29 and was heavy working back in the day. And then 9/11 happened. And so by September 16th, I was at a recruiting office. And by November 20th, I was on a bus to Fort Sill, Oklahoma. So that is my story. I was going to do 4 years and then go back into the bar business. And then 22 and a half years later, I retired with a lot of skill set in weapons and analytics. I was an intel analyst for a lot of different task forces. So that's where all of this analytics comes from. I am trained to do this. So, but yeah, 9/11. Just wanted to touch on that. Changed everything in my life, and yeah, invest in what matters. That's what we say. Looking at the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, guys, currently sitting at 54 right now. We are neutral on the Bitcoin Fear and Greed. Looking at Ethereum, 52, also sitting then neutral on the Ethereum Fear and Greed. Core CPI, this came in this morning. Core CPI hit expectations, came in at 0.3% month over month. However, it was an increase, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Jobless claims also came in this morning for the weekly unemployment rate. Okay. That came in at the highest rise in 4 years. Keep that in mind. Bond yields responding, but seems like equities and crypto are relatively flat. Need to see how today ends. This likely means a 25 basis point rate cut. Calls for the 50 basis points will be a little softer versus yesterday, but a rate cut is happening. It's completely priced in now. Looking at this, because the question came up about stagflation, and guys, this is what we have. We have it. Even Grok says we have it, just not full blown yet. Stagflation involves high inflation. Do we have that? Check. Because even though it came in as expected, it was still a higher inflation level. Rising unemployment. Do we have that? Check. Slow growth. Well, you see the GDP. Check. We got that. Matter of fact, PPI yesterday, lessening demand was one of the things that they said. Your data shows persistent inflation. Core CPI year over year at 3.1, CPI at 2.9, alongside jobless claims 263,000, up from the recent averages. Recent reports confirm unemployment was at 4.3% and weak job growth with GDP slowing. This suggests stagflationary risks, but it's not full blown yet. It's more like stagflation light per economist. Monitor the Fed moves. We have inflation. no matter what the degree, varying degree of it is, we are in inflation. And then also off of this news this morning, guys, very happy to see this because this is the true testament of liquidity, really, is the 10-year Treasury yield, not the Fed rate. The Fed's effective rate is not how easy it is to borrow money. It's this 10-year yield. And the 10-year note yield officially dropped below 4% for the first time since April 4th. Markets are now fully pricing in 3 25 basis point rate cuts by the year end. Let's go over here and look at liquidations in the past 24 hours, and then we'll come back around on that economic data after we look at the markets. In the past 24 hours, 132,194 traders got liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at $276 million. Largest single liquidation order happened on Bybit. It was Bitcoin. It was a $5 million loss. No biggie. Whatever. Moving over here, taking a look at the stock market. Let's refresh this on TradFi and see where we're at. Dow Jones is up 1% today. The S&P is up 0.5 and the NASDAQ is up 0.36. So seeing some upside across the markets today. Even the Russell 2K, your small caps, your altcoins of the stock world, they're up about 0.9%, and volatility sitting low, down 2.2% today. Looking at the bonds market, we see that the 10-year, it did pop back over 4%, but it is down today. It is red. This means that it's being bought up. So keep that in mind. People are buying the 10-year yield. That's usually a hedge against a weakening economy. So people are starting to see some things that are making them go, maybe we should pick up some bonds. Looking at gold here, down about 0.29% today, about 0.3% to the downside, still sitting at 3,671. Expect that this is going to rally again tomorrow. So tomorrow, probably long your gold. That's what I would say. Silver's up today. It's at $41.86. Copper is up about 0.35% today. Platinum down about 0.14 and palladium up 1.3. So there's your precious metals for today on the market. Let's look at the crypto bubbles, talk about what's going on here. Bitcoin on the daily, flat, 0%, making a rally about 0.4% in the past hour. Ethereum, though, taking a downside move on the daily, trying to rally it back on the hour. No big moves overall on the crypto side today, honestly. Even, Solana, it's green across the board, but it's up 1.3%. Dogecoin's up 2.1, getting a pretty good move on Doge right at that 25-cent mark. Tron up 1.5% today. Cardano is down about 1.7 on the daily. Chainlink is down about 1% on the daily. No real big movers here, guys. In the top 20, we are seeing pretty much flat across the board. Even though the stock market's getting a little rally today, not seeing much in the way of crypto to give it a, hey, check me out type of look, right? Looking here at this economic data, what did come in? Core inflation rate month over month, guys. We were at 0.3, expected to be 0.3, came in at 0.3. Okay, that means it didn't drop. Inflation is sticky. Let's break down what this really means here. Meeting expectation means we didn't get any better. We just didn't get any worse. Core inflation rate year over year was at 3.1, expected to be 3.1, came in at 3.1. Again, same thing. Inflation rate month over month, though, was at 0.2, was expected to be 0.3, came in at 0.4, actually doubled on the inflation rate when you remove food and energy, okay? Inflation rate year over year, okay? When you add, I should say, doubled when you add food and energy. What's the two most important things you really need in life besides oxygen and water? Well, water is one of those utilities, right? Energy. You need energy. You got to pay your utility bills. You need food. You got to eat. When you add those in, it doubled, right? Inflation rate year over year was at 2.7, expected to be 2.9, came in as expected there. So the inflation not getting any better. Matter of fact, in some cases, it got worse. And then looking at helium, Buck, we need to fix my helium miner. Get out here before November. It's up 16%. Just initial jobless claims, guys, was at 236K. Actually, it's a revision. What was it originally? 237. They dropped it to 236. Was expected to be 235 or 240. It said, yeah, here, hold my beer. Broke both of those by far. Went to 263,000 jobless claims for this week. Not looking good there. Matter of fact, we have the flashbang. Sorry about that, guys. Continuing jobless claims, 1.939 million. That was in line with what it was. That didn't really change. That's curious. This is going to get revised, I think. I think this is going to get revised. Why? Because this is up, but the continuing jobless claims didn't rise with it, I guess. Okay. Jobless claims 4-week average was at 230.75K. Came up to 240.5 on that average. So we are seeing weakness in the labor market at the same time that we're seeing inflation either go up or stay sticky. So not a good look. Matter of fact, let's talk about that. Consumer prices rose at an annual rate of 2.9% in August as weekly jobless claims jumped. The consumer prices consumers pay for a variety of goods and services moved higher than expected in August, while jobless claims accelerated, providing challenging economic signals. Would not want to be the Fed Reserve. Let me just put that out there and say that. The consumer price index posted a seasonally adjusted 0.4% increase for the viral core reading that excludes food and energy. The August gain was 0.3, putting the 12-month figure at 3.1, both as forecasted. So Fed officials consider core to be a better gauge of long-running trends. The central bank's inflation rate is 2. That's their target that they're trying to hit. So today's CPI report has been trumped by the jobless claims report. And again, so yeah, it's not getting worse, but then we did get worse data on jobs. So that's really just outshining, or I should say overshadowing the decent CPI news. So service prices excluding energy rose 3.3% and are up 3.6% on the year. Remember, 2% is the target. There's one sector that's up 3.6. Shelter was also up. Are you serious? Shelter's expensive? Did not know that. And has been steadily declining through the year after peaking at 8% in 2023. So that's the data we got there. So what about rate cuts? How's that looking? Well, it's a great question, OC. Let's go talk about that. And let's see here. 88.7% chance of a 25 basis point rate cut, 11.3% chance of a 50 basis point rate cut as of right now, but 100% chance of a rate cut no matter how you slice it. Again, in October, 100%. In December, 100%. We're talking what I would like to see if we see rate cuts. I would like to see 25 in September, 25 in October, 25 in December. Why? Because as I've said here numerous times, 50 basis point rate cuts typically lead to recession. So we're already seeing stagflation. Let's not have a recession on top of stagflation. That's the worst case scenario, I think, for the American people. And while I like to make money, I kind of have a general concern for my fellow man and woman more than I do the money that I make. So yeah, let's not bring stagflation down on the people that are struggling already. Okay. Looking at the max pain for liquidations for short traders, that max pain level sitting at 115,262. Keep an eye on that level. 115,262, because we've talked about these levels before, and we have hit these levels many times in the range of a week. So longs, if you're in a long trade, the max pain level on that, meaning how far down does it need to go to hurt those long traders, 112,900, so just below 113. That is what we need to watch. Both of those very, very close. 0.9% to hit the max pain for longs, 1.1% to hit the max pain for shorts. So let's go and bring up the chart over here. And I'll jump over here. We'll go ahead and bring OC up here with me. What's up, OC? How you doing, bro? Um, got you up here with me, man. We are losing that 0.887 level there, guys. Coming back in. I want to put this on the 3 minute, see how the Alex O crypto orb is looking here. This is actually printed automatically from Chart Prime. This orb is if it loads. Let's see if it loads. Come on, load. Nope, it's not going to, because I just did that backwards thing that if I do it too quickly, it says, yeah, you're funny. Here we go. Now it should load up for us. We'll get that orb here on the chart and we'll see what that looks like on the 3 minute, because I do think that we may have just came down and got a bounce at a level. Loading. There we go. Yeah, we did. We came down to about the midway here. Hit that daily close from yesterday, 113, and then bounced back up. We're now fighting with the top of the orb right now as we speak. You can see, though, that overall money flow is starting to come back up despite volume coming down. This is on a 3 minute, so don't get too excited about that. What I'm watching here is on the 4 hour is that we have our dynamic reactor and quantum reactors coming in support and resistance zones for us. So loading that in here for a second, and then we'll show you what that looks like. Money flow is coming up. Volume is flat, but pretty much looks like it's at its bottom levels. And right now we did get a bounce on this doji candle right at the bottom of that quantum reactor. As we talked about yesterday, when we were showing you this and it was resistance, I said, look, we're starting to flag here. And if we lose this, look for a retest to the downside. If we break it, look for a retest to the upside. I said, but we still need to get above the 887 and get a bounce there for a continuation. Where do I think it could be going? Guys, I'm watching this really on some levels above that we need to be aware of. And let me go see if I can pull these in here. There we go. Nope, that is the 0 to 0. It is going to be fib cycles. There we go. What I'm watching on this one is going to be historically our 1.618 here. These levels here of fibs, these are pulled from previous cycles, lows to highs, and you can see 1 to 1. We go to the 1.618 almost every single cycle. Even last cycle, which was an underperforming cycle, went to the 1.618. That level's coming in right now at about 167. I think 157. I think we get front ran on it, me personally, and we don't quite hit that level, but that's what I'm watching. If we do get this, when do I think that's happening? I think that's happening in October, and then that will be pretty much it. Why? Because according to this, November 3rd through the 31st, 27th, that's about the last week of this profit-taking cycle, according to previous performance on the market. So that's what I'm watching on Bitcoin. OC, you want to pull up gold? We'll talk about that, but that's what I have for the macro today. I'm going to go check out all of this news over here that's in the chat, because that's where I want to get my info from today, the chat. Shout out to you all, you guys. OC, let's go take a look at gold, and then let's take a look at some altcoins. We're going to head over to Crypto Princess after this, and she's starting here in about 5 minutes. So we'll go into an already started show, but I want to see what you are looking at before we even think about that. What do you got for us?
Absolutely. Let's get started first with TAO. TAO was one of the trades that we took yesterday. Well, you guys took, because I was not able, because somebody was just pushing me to take a look at Libra, which was gone at the time. So shout out username, love you, buddy. But we gave an entry right here and start moving forward to the upside. Look at that, almost right there, man, to that target. Come on, really shy to that target. Nonetheless, you have our your reversal here right on this candle close. So that's exactly where you should have maybe taken some of your early profits. Nonetheless, it's been playing out very nicely so far. We haven't got a stopped out, because this last candle was the candle where you are supposed to be moving your stop to entry. So far, look at that. We're still in the safe. If you guys took this trade as we gave it yesterday, and well, it's time to take some profits. If you haven't, at least 50%, move your stop to entry and let it do whatever it needs to do. But so far, Not looking that bad. Are we on risk and getting stopped out? Yes, but at in profit. And that is important. All right. So always try to get stopped out after you have taken some profits and, of course, at your stop to entry. So that's why, once again, we move our stop to entry and take some early profits. Talking about altcoins, ENA. I was looking at a couple of areas to enter. Let me turn this off for a second. And we were talking about the first one to look at. Sorry, that was a 38%, then a 50%, and finally the golden pocket. One more important than the next one, right? So the one that is going to be leading the way is going to be the oscillator. The first area where the oscillator will be giving us the go will be in the flip of the ribbon at the zero line. It seems like it haven't. It actually went through, right? So let's just wait for that flip of the ribbon. Still, that volumetrics keep pushing downwards. So I believe that we are going to be targeting either the zero point 0.5 or the golden pocket, more closely to the golden pocket than to the zero point 0.5. So ENA looking like we're going to go a little deeper. So let me add a couple of alerts in here. First, this one 0 0.5, and finally golden pocket. And that is just to start hitting some alerts so I can come back and see that flip of the ribbon actually happening. So ENA is the one that I have still on my side. Talking about gold. Goldie here, we have that little retracement. We are having a little bit of a double top in the 4 hours, coming back down a little bit in here. This is what I wanted to see, especially a little bit before in here. And well, we need to be careful because, like considering this a full-fledged retracement, like the one that I want to see, like this huge retracement, not sure if that's going to happen. All right. Not sure if that's going to happen. Not because I like to see something means that it's going to happen. But I do see a possible reentry, and that possible reentry is going to be, of course, at your flip of the ribbon and some supports. What supports are we looking at? Well, first support, and we have an alert right there, is at 3,588. Next support, it is at 3,553. And last support at 3,486. As you can see, those are the order blocks that we have. And why am I looking at the order blocks and not just the support and resistances? Well, support and resistances basically they lack of distance because we're hitting important highs. And then, well, we can use something like predictive ranges, which they will be pretty good, which they are pretty good, right? But also look at that they coincide very closely, right, to our areas of order blocks. So that's why I'm aiming to the order blocks, because we have also one intermediate more, and that will give us a more granular set of entries as the dynamic reactor finds its flip. So that's what I got on gold. Let me go and check out grass and LDO before I throw it back to you. Grass, remember that we were talking about a possible flag out in here, a possible pennant. Seems like that is exactly what we're having. A little bit more volatile of what I was expecting. So it is. Oh, and if you, oh yeah, I know why I cannot move that, because that is a hand drone line. All right, so better like this. Yeah, the issues of not drawing it as a professional. There we go. Basically having this pennant more wide open, if you might, and then at the bottom in here we are looking for that flip of the ribbon. We are having a rounded flip of the ribbon, a little bit slower, right, but still within sync of what we thought. So let me just adjust it a little bit. There it is. And we are looking for that money influx. So, what is going to be the deal? If you haven't, all right, try to catch this trend line for long and try to catch this trend line for a short. We're going to be hedging grass for now. The main point will be coming back down, having some sweep of the lows, right? Still within your stop loss, because your stop loss for this long should be below your dynamic reactor and have, of course, that wiggle room, and aiming to the previous highs right down here, right? And at the top for the hedge, that will be a short position right here. And then, of course, at your previous highs with a little bit of a wiggle room and aiming back to the liquidity zone right down here. So
Wiggle,
that's what
wiggle,
we're
wiggle,
trying
wiggle.
to do here. Yes, the wiggle room. That's what I think every single time in my head when I mention the wiggle room. But absolutely, I mean, so guys, keep an eye, because if you follow the strategy, right, you should be already in within this candle. I know it's kind of like at the last minute, so that's why I'm not gonna be uh telling you, hey, you should already, right, be taking that. So keep track of what is going on, all right, just so you know, because of the late night and stuff like this, I am not within this straight of grass either. And so let's go. And looking for a possible hedging here. I'm still well trying to get this out. What am I gonna be doing really quickly before I try it back to you, Piper? Adding a couple of alerts to those trend lines. So as soon as I start ringing, I'm gonna try to get them. And last but not least, LDO. Oh, there we go. In LDO, we're having that breakout retest. I'm only looking for, well, we have a goose hit, looking for that little retracement for farther move to the upside and then a bigger retracement. So right here, I'm looking for just a little bit more of that retracement to jump into a possible long right here. In fact, that's what I'm going to be looking for. This one in there. Let's add an alert. And as soon as the show is over, I'm going to be opening that position up. As always, a quarter of a position. All right. Nothing too crazy. Tight stop loss. We'll see how that goes. And turn it back to you, Piper.
Awesome. I think that's about it today, man. Yeah, I think that's about it. I just wanted to go over the stuff real fast, guys. The mining thing, if you guys aren't tracking that, this is what's going on in Dallas, November 11th, 12th, and 13th. It is the Mining Disrupt event. So be where the future of mining is decided. If you guys are interested in going to this thing, let me know in the Discord or in here. I shall drop a link here if you guys want to check it out. But I know Buck is going, Retro Mike Tech is going to be going. Hopefully I can get those guys together and have dinner with them while they're both here. Buck's probably going to be staying with me, so I know I can get in with dinner. But I'd like to see Retro Mike Tech too. If anybody else is coming out on that day, let me know and we'll get together for that event. Would love to see you guys. And then also, what else was there? Oh yeah, if you guys are interested in mining, you should hit up Buck. He's working on some stuff right now. He's got a lot of commercial energy power plants that he's working with to put in liquid cooled mining, like high level mining rigs, guys, top of the line type stuff that he's got going. And he, because miners are expensive, he's working on doing a system that will be able to do fractionalized mining, where you will be able to invest some money into a fraction of a miner with other people, and your wallet will move your percentage directly to your wallet. So the miner will send you your Bitcoin as it gets mined directly to your wallet, completely completely protected. I mean, so yeah, Buck is doing that. So shout out to Buck. We're actually going to be partnering with him on that here real soon once he gets everything lined up for it. But LLC rolling and everything. So yeah, it's legit as can be. So if you guys are interested, talk to Buck. You can hit him up in our Discord. But yeah, we'll have more info on that. OC, I appreciate you being here today, bro. And let's talk about the things that matter to invest in. Obviously, I believe in Bitcoin. We've given you guys some stock call outs also, that Kelly was referencing earlier. One of those things was UNH. It's done quite well, moving up to the upside. And then like today alone, Circle is up 15%. Keep in mind, still down to 130, but we started investing at $89. So some of those stocks that I've called out, and then BC's had a bunch of them also on his TradFi post and stuff that he does in Discord. Back to basics. He's talked about a lot of good stocks there too. So shout out to Caliphate. Also, other things that are important to invest in: your friends, your family, your loved ones, your life, yourself. It's not all things that. Take a look at whatever you're investing in, whatever your time goes to, and that would be money too, because money is made with your time, right? Your time, sweat, blood, and tears. Take all of that stuff that you think that you are investing into, and then ask yourself, how important is that? And whether it be somebody that's just draining you of your energy every day, should you be investing in them? Probably not. Or if it's that poop coin, as people say all the time, should you be investing in that? What purpose is it really serving? If it's not serving a purpose, it's probably not going to last very long. And that goes with people, that goes with your hobbies. If you're not getting anything out of it, I talk all the time to my son. He plays video games and he gets mad at them. I'm like, it's entertainment. If you're not enjoying it, stop doing it. Right? It's just that simple. That also goes and applies to what you're investing in your side of crypto. Right? If you look at it and you go, hey, this thing is not really serving any purpose. This is not really doing anything for anyone except for the person that's shilling it right now. It's probably going to end up being a rug pull, as OC was talking about earlier with his friend. Then you probably shouldn't be investing in it. And so take a look at what you're investing your money and your time in. And that goes across the board with everything. If you don't see that you would still be investing in that 6 months from now, a year from now, probably shouldn't be investing in it, and you can stop today. So that's what I got there. OC, you got anything to add to that, brother?
Not much. Just as Piper mentioned, invest in what is important. And by the way, guys, I mean, keep your eye on the ball, right? Keep your eye on the ball throughout the game. It's easy to look away. It's easy to look at the crowd. It's easy to look at all of the distractions that are around. But I think a steady eye, right, a steady hand, and diamond brain, as we call it, will get
Diamond
you
brain.
much farther. Yes, absolutely. So it's just keep grinding, keep grinding. You're gonna get there, and it's just like everything, right? You just need to put the time and the effort to it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's all we got time for today, guys. I appreciate everyone that is here. You guys are awesome. This is why I get up every morning and do this, try to help people out. So I'll continue to do it until Alexandra G says they quit listening. Piper, go to bed. Go home. then we'll call it done. But yeah, until then, we'll be here every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, breaking down the news, the charts, the markets. Make sure you tune in to OC Guy, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with trade setups with OC. And then tomorrow morning, Good Morning Crypto with BC Port Corp kicking off today. We'll be breaking down what's going on with that Michigan consumer sentiment tomorrow morning. And we'll be back here helping you guys get some knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Until then, trade safe. Use some risk management. And remember, peace, love, and profits. Be good to yourself, be good to others, and then invest in what matters. Catch you guys later. We're heading over to the Crypto Princess. See you guys there.
That's the rap. Chart stack, data never lie. Piper led the mission, OC in the sky. Spaghetti on the screen, but the vision stay prime. Chart prime visual, signals on time. Alumni strong, we built from the grind. Lessons in the market that'll outlive time. Knowledge is profit, you know how we run. Till the next one, stay sharp, get it done.
You can't handle the truth. Emotional damage.
We'll see you at the next
They don't
one.
know what the fuck they're doing.
Morning market report out.
Love you, Brumblebee. I just saw you were
We'll
lurking.
see you at the next one. Morning market report out. We'll see you at the next one. Morning market report. Ow.
That was awesome, dude.
Hey, it didn't break. What else you got?